CBS News recently looked at what is happening in the ongoing trials for the Capitol riot defendants. And they're starting to see an interesting pattern emerge among the people that have been accused of breaking the law, taking part in the Capitol riots. And more frequently, these rioters are going into court, not just begging for leniency, but begging for leniency by arguing that Donald Trump is responsible for their actions. Effectively, we did what we did because we had gotten so enraged and riled up by the words that Donald Trump told us. What they mean is, when he told us the election was stolen at that Stop the Steal rally that morning, kind of feeding off of each other's energy, getting angry, marching to the Capitol and storming it. Again, more and more people are doing this. And of course, more and more frequently, we're beginning to see the judges overseeing these trials say the same thing, actually blaming Donald Trump for getting that crowd riled up. Or to put it another way, inciting a riot. Now, some of the judges are in fact being more lenient on these Capitol rioters who do come forward with this argument. So undoubtedly, we're going to see more and more of them try to use it in an attempt to get more leniency in their sentencing. But here's the thing. The judges are saying this. The people involved are saying this. This doesn't bode well for Donald Trump's chances for winning the civil lawsuits that have been filed against him for, the lawsuits accuse, inciting a riot. Now, what could happen, and honestly, I feel what should happen at this point, and this would be a very interesting legal strategy should, the folks with the civil lawsuit choose to do it. So here's my advice. Call the rioters themselves to testify. Read back their own court statements if you have to get them, to tell the truth here. But that, to me, is the biggest piece of evidence available that shows that Donald Trump is, in fact, guilty of inciting this riot, inciting an insurrection, whatever you want to call it. Which, of course, if you do call it an insurrection, then Trump's words would be considered sedition, which then, by the 14th Amendment, probably would be barred from ever holding office again here in the United States. See how that slippery slope, see how fast that goes? And of course, it all hinges on what these defendants are telling the judges right now. And there are still, by the way, hundreds left. Hundreds that have not gone to trial yet. And we're going to see more of this. But again, those civil lawsuits filed by Capitol Police, filed by members of Congress, they need to have these people come in and testify. Bring them in one after the other. Bring in 50. Bring in 100 if you have to. Because that's how you make the case. You don't just show the footage. You don't just read back the words that he said at the Stop the Steal rally. You have to go further than that, and you have to bring in the individuals that actually took place in it. The individuals who say that they thought Trump was giving them orders on what to do. Because after all, isn't that the smoking gun? If you're trying to prove that he incited this, why not talk to the people who say, he incited me? He riled me up. He enraged me to the point that I did this. That's how you win that case. Now, these people may not want to go to trial and testify against the man that they loved so dearly, but their words are already in court records. They can't run from them. They cannot deny them. Of course, if they do, they could find themselves in another legal predicament, so call them in. Have them tell their stories about what happened that day, because that may be the only way to take down Donald Trump via the January 6th involvement. Obviously, there's more things happening in New York, but if the January 6th lawsuits want to prevent Trump from running for office again, get those current defendants to come in as witnesses, and you may just be able to capture the narrative that way.